Tonight, eventually, the Twins will be playing their first night game at Target Field this year. It's game 2 between the Twins and the Oakland A's. And the Twins picked up right where they left off last year, with the Twins pulling out a 1-run win. Joe Nathan picking up his 250th save, and a very special one for Joe, who missed the entire 2010 season because of the elbow injury. And it's a cool but a very good night for baseball here at Target Field, along with the Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven. I'm Dick Bramer. The Twins did pick up a nice win last night, and for Justin Morneau, a milestone hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing about Justin Morneau, he won the MVP back in 2006. Throughout his career, he's the 13th Twin player to reach 1,000 hits. This guy means so much to the lineup. You know, he went out last year. Yes, the Twins still won a division, but you win by bench strength. And with Justin in the lineup, not only offensively, also defensively, what this guy brings night after night. He's always hitting third or fourth in a lineup. He's a guy that's expected to drive in 100 runs a year. If he stays healthy, Justin will do that.
Yesterday's game continued a pattern. The Twins playing very well at home. It also continued another pattern, a low-scoring, close ball game with the Oakland A's, who you probably not heard of many of these guys. Maybe Dallas Braden, who threw the perfect game. But last year, they had the best rotation in baseball.
A very young rotation, too. And you look at the names, and Gio Gonzalez is pitching here tonight. He's coming off a very good start in his start last year, or his opening day start. But I'll tell you what, a lot of young, good arms here with this Oakland A ball club. You don't go into a series against the Oakland A's thinking that you're going to pound the ball all over the infield. You just have to shut down their offense.
And the Twins did that last night, and now would like to get to the 500 mark if they can pick up a win here today. Big night for Ron Gardenhire. He got the long-deserved award before the game today, the Manager of the Year. Marty Gellner will have more on that in a moment. Or go to northlandford.com.
The Twins won their home opener yesterday in dramatic fashion, and tonight they'll play Game 2 of this series against the Oakland A's. Hi again, everyone, from Target Field. I'm Marnie Gellner. Last season, the Twins wrapped up their 6th division title of the last 9 years, and Ron Gardenhire won his first Manager of the Year award. Tonight in a special pregame ceremony, Gardy actually received the hardwire. It's a well-deserved honor, and it certainly means a lot to Gardy. He's a bit of a humble guy, though. He said he tries to stay away from the spotlight as much as he can. But we asked Justin Morneau what it is that makes Gardy such a great manager.
He does a great job. He gets the most out of his players, and you know, you play hard for him. He respects the game. He respects you. If you come to work every day, he won't get on you. But if you're not there, he knows when to get on you and who can take it and who can't, and all the rest of the things that make a good manager.
A perfect example is this guy right here, tonight's starter, Nick Blackburn, who earned his spot in spring training, hoping he's off to another good start here tonight at Target Field.
Yesterday, Mother Nature smiled on Twins territory with the most beautiful day of the spring. Minnesota's staff ace pitched like one, stifling the Oakland A's. And the hometown hero notched the game-winning hit in yet another comeback win at Target Field. Today, the Twins try for an encore in Game 2 with the A's. And Joe Mauer catching tonight, got the game-winning hit in yesterday's game. Game 2 coming up. The Twins hope to win their first series. They lost the first 2 series in Toronto and also in New York. Bob Guerin managing the A's for the 5th year. And he has a losing record against the Twins, but he'll tell you, 2 of these games between Oakland and Minnesota have been nail-biters more often than not. Here's the batting order for the A's in Game 2. Coco Crisp, followed by Derek Barton, David DeJesus, Josh Willingham, Hideki Matsui, Kurt Suzuki, Mark Ellis, Kevin Kuzminoff, and Cliff Pennington.
And a scouting report on tonight's starter, Nick Blackburn, making his 2nd start of the year. Just do what he did in his first start against the Toronto Blue Jays. He kept the ball down in the strike zone, doesn't strike out a lot of guys. Looking for his first career win against the A's. He's 0-4 in 7 career starts, and took a couple ground ball double plays turned behind him in that Toronto start. So we'll see right off the get-go. Keep that ball down in the zone, Nick Blackburn.
Ball 1 to Crisp, then Barton, then DeJesus. Way out in front of the off-speed pitch, 1-1.
Well, if you remember Carl Pavano yesterday, Dick, how he struggled in that first inning a little bit, and he had throwing error, but boy, did he settle down nicely from about the third inning on. I mean, he changed speeds well, kept the ball down, worked both sides of the plate. His only walk yesterday was in the first inning, and he later scored. But Pavano pitched great.
8 innings for the Twins.
He made the adjustment, and that's what you want from a veteran, and hopefully Nick Blackburn was watching.
Just off the plate, 3-1.
Now you want to make this guy swing the bat. Coco Crisp is not going to hurt you with the long ball. You don't want to walk him because he does have good speed. So basically Mauer's not going to move much, right down the middle of the plate and give it to him. There you go.
Flip the corner and Crisp has a full count.
Then you have to do it again. See Mauer right down the middle of the plate. And the ball a little outside, but gets called strike 2. Another fastball.
Drilled to center. Span is there. 1 down. Oakland Ford defense for the Twins. Delman Young in left, and Art Span in center. Michael Kadire in right. Danny Valencia, Alexi Casilla, Luke Hughes, Justin Morneau, Mauer behind the plate. The Twins coming back with the same lineup in Game 2 that they had in Game 1, with the exception of the DH spot. Kubel is in instead of Jim Thome. Well, here's the guy that Carl Pavano walked and saw Barton come around to score without a hit. It's Barton with 1 out here in the Oakland first. That's a line to the left field corner. And a fair ball. Barton. It's a ground rule double. It landed on the warning track, skipped up into the seating area. And Barton's at second with a 1 out double.
Well, inside out swing right there. You still have to make quality pitches. This ball left up a little bit, and Barton, who led all of baseball last year, his American League in walks last year. You see the good movement on that pitch, Dick, but it just kind of went from west to east rather than a little bit of a downward plane. That created that double.
So with Barton at second and 1 down, here's DeJesus, who drove in Barton with a sacrifice fly in the first inning yesterday, the only Oakland run all day long. And a breaking ball that clips the corner. We talked about it during his start against Toronto. That pitch, the breaking pitch that he was unable to throw last year because of the elbow problem, really complements his fastball and the changeup. And if you're out there on the mound and you're without that counter pitch to your fastball, it can get a little ugly, and it was a lot for Nick last year.
Well, it got ugly enough for the Twins to send him down to the minor leagues to try to find himself, and he came back and pitched a lot better, but still he had that irritation in the elbow, and that was relieved this winter with the surgery. Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, looking on. David DeJesus, a current 23-game hitting streak against the Twins.
Back to Blackburn. He'll look the runner back and throw to Morneau, 2 down. And that'll bring up Josh Willingham.
Good pitch right there. Great location. Had DeJesus way out front. And looked at the runner, made sure he's at second base, which Barton stayed at second, so you get the out at first. As a base runner at second base, you're taught if that ball gets by the pitcher, then you take off. But anything over to the third base side, usually you try to stay right around second base. He's still in scoring position rather than getting in a rundown between second and third, and then you got the DeJesus at first.
Here's Willingham with 2 gone. And Blackburn hits the outside corner.
Willingham coming over the winter, getting traded over from the Nationals. Has never faced Nick Blackburn.
Just off the plate, 1-1.
Blackburn in his start against the Toronto Blue Jays, 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits allowed, only 2 runs, 1 earned with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Threw 93 pitches in that outing, 63 for strikes.
And again, working him away, missing again. It's 2-1.
Yeah, that changeup right there by Blackburn. Blackburn in his 5th season with the Twins. Came up with the Twins in 2007.
Bounced wide of third, 2-2. Well, the A's brought players like Willingham and Matsui onto the roster in the hopes of supporting a pitching staff that was left without much support last year. So far, however, it really hasn't worked out too well for them. They played 7 games and scored just 23 runs. And your California high school math says that's...
Well, that's not many. And it's actually 2 more runs than the Twins have scored.
But I think the sense is this Twins lineup is going to be in the upper half of the league in runs scored. Then I'm not sure that there's that much hope for the Oakland A's.
I agree. In the way that the Texas Rangers have started off 6-0 on the year, you don't want to fall behind that 8 ball right off the get-go. Oakland 2-5 on the year.
Full count to Willingham. Matsui on deck. The 16th pitch of this first inning for Blackburn. Popped up. And it'll spin back and into the seats. Not much wind here this evening at Target Field. And there's so little wind, it's kind of hard to tell which way it is blowing. Twins have added some flags. You see the championship flags above the left field grandstand. Twins have added some flags over on the right field side, and they are put in sequence to the standings in the American League Central. Right now, the Twins are the 4th flag from where they hope to be at the end of the season. Another 3-2 to Willingham. And a liner to left, a base hit. Barton is going to go around third and come home. Here's Young's throw right on the money.
What a great throw by Delvin Young.
A 1-hop strike to end the first inning. Damage or do some damage here in the first inning for the first time this year. And the batting order for the Twins. Denard Span leading things off. Joe Mauer hitting second. Justin Morneau third. Delman Young on the cleanup spot. Michael Kadire, Jason Kubel, the designated hitter. Then Valencia, Hughes, and Casilla.
And on the mound for the Oakland A's, another left-hander. It'll be Gio Gonzalez. Brett Anderson pitched an outstanding ball game yesterday. Ended up losing that ball game, a complete game loss. Gio Gonzalez, a 15-game winner last year, the only starter to start from day one all the way through the season and stay in that rotation, 33 starts. Control can be an issue. Too many walks. 92 walks in 201 innings pitched last year.
And he delivers ball one to Denard Span. Span and Jason Kubel have been the most consistent hitters for the Twins so far in the young season. There's a strike on the outside corner, and both are in the lineup today. And other than those two guys, you've got just about everybody else on the team struggling to pick up hits, particularly in the first inning where Justin Morneau's scratch hit yesterday, just a little chopper that could just as easily have been ruled an error, probably should have been ruled an error. That's the only hit the Twins have had in the first inning yet. 3-1 with Mauer on deck.
Well, I said control can be a problem. In a start against Seattle, he pitched very well. 7 innings. Gonzalez did against the Mariners, beat him 7-1. 4 walks in 7 innings. Gave up 6 hits with 4 strikeouts.
And a full count to Span. Span got a big hit that tied the game for the Twins in the 8th inning yesterday against Brett Anderson. Mauer followed with the go-ahead single. There's a chopper to short. Pennington throws him out, 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the A's, and they have struggled in the field, particularly in the corner infield spots. Willingham, Crisp, and DeJesus in the outfield. Kuzmanov's got 3 errors. Barton's got 3 errors. Probably should have had a 4th yesterday. Ellis and Pennington up the middle, and Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. 1 gone, and here's Joe Mauer.
Mauer got a breaking ball up from Brett Anderson in the 8th inning and hit that ball to the right of Kuzmanov at third base for the game-winning RBI.
1 strike to Mauer. Will be followed by Morneau. There's Anderson, who was dominant. Twins didn't make much solid contact against him at all. 1-1. And Mauer's hit was the subject of a great photograph on the front page of the Minneapolis Star Tribune today. Brian Peterson with a great picture. You know, we've admired Joe's swing in motion on videotape or live, and it's a very sweet swing, as they say, but sometimes you need a still photograph to really appreciate how great something is athletically. And Brian Peterson with a great picture on the cover or the front page of the sports section in this morning's paper. Mauer's eyes right on the point of contact. 1-2. Hack foul into the Oakland dugout over the railing, and apparently everyone's okay.
Boy, and that's why baseball put that railing up, to protect line shots like that.
I think that made it over the railing.
Yeah, just barely.
Yikes. Is it Dallas Braden? 1-2. And now 2-2. Down low, and for the second at bat in a row, the count runs full.
Gonzalez making his 5th career start against the Twins. Back in 2009, he started that ball game where the Twins had a 12-2 lead. They beat up Gonzalez the first couple innings, and that's the game that the Oakland A's came back and beat the Twins. That was Gonzalez against Nick Blackburn in that game.
Might have been the worst major league start. One, if you could purge one from your memory, I bet you It's both the one game that Gonzalez would like to get rid of and Blackburn.
Well, Gonzalez, I'm sure, that hook was way deep, and he spit that baby out when the Oakland A's came back and won that game.
This is from memory. I think he got charged with all 12 runs, didn't he?
I believe so, yes. He was down 12-2.
Full count to Mauer. And another ground ball. Ellis has it. 2 down. And that'll bring up Morneau. Twins baseball is brought to you in Sony High Definition.
That's why I think you look at his, overall career numbers against the Twins. 4 starts, 1 and 2, a 10.61 ERA, and mainly all of them in that one game. He pitched twice against the Twins last year, pitched very well in both ball games, won 1, lost 1.
Yeah, 12 earned runs in an inning and 2/3, whatever he lasted that day in Oakland. That'll affect your career numbers for a long time. Morneau takes outside, ball 1, working on the next 1,000 hits. Outside again, 2-0. The most encouraging thing that's happened in the first week, I think, Bert, for Twins fans, is the fact that Morneau has been in the lineup every day. Once as a designated hitter, fouled back. But in reality, he hasn't been handled any differently this year than he was, say, in the first week of the season last year, before the concussion. And we really didn't know through March whether that was going to be the case or not.
Good to see him in the lineup every day. He means so much to this ball club, offensively and defensively.
It's up high, and it's the third 3-ball count of this inning. If Morneau should reach, you see Delman Young in the background.
18 pitches, 9 strikes.
Fouled to fill the count.
Gonzalez throws a little bit across his body, so as a left-handed hitter, he's coming at you a little bit off that second base side.
High fly to center. And crisp with the catch. A lot of pitches thrown for both starting pitchers. And we have a scoreless first inning. Glad you're with us wherever you might be watching Twins baseball from Target Field. Twins again go hitless and scoreless in the first inning. On to the second inning, and Hideki Matsui will lead things off against Nick Blackburn. The A's last year finished 81-81. They really want to play better on the road than they did last year. They were 13 games below 500 last year. 34-47. Started the season at home with Seattle, and they're in the middle stop of a 9-game road trip. They played 3 in Toronto, 3 here, and then they'll go to Chicago.
Yeah, Matsui last year with the Angels. Before that, 7 seasons with the Yankees.
2-0. One of the reasons the Yankees didn't want to retain Matsui, I think they saw the handwriting on the wall. It's 3-0, knowing that Jorge Posada's days as a catcher were soon to end, and they would probably slide Posada over the DH spot, and Matsui's knees an issue keeping him off the field. Defensively, 3-1.
Plus, I think Brett Gardner was just coming up too,
Right.
and he's a guy that they wanted to get in their lineup with his speed.
3-1. Fly to left. Young toward the corner. Makes the catch, 1 away. Happy to have Ron Coomer with us for tonight's telecast. Coomer, earlier, Ron Gardenhire got his Manager of the Year award, and you got to know him well because he was part of the coaching staff when you were with the Twins. I mentioned the term a player's manager. That's kind of what Gardy is, isn't he?
He definitely is. He's one of those guys that you have fun with. He enjoys the game. He enjoys the different personalities. He enjoyed my personality, thank God. He kept me around
not
here
easy
with
to
him.
do. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and you got a guy next to you that's really tough to deal with. But no, all of us have had a lot of fun with Ronnie, and I think, in talking to him today, the first thing that comes out of his mouth is talking about his coaches, which is no surprise to any of us. The staff and the organization is how he looks at that award. But, and all of us have been around here a long time. How deserving has he been to get this award?
Well, I think what finally got him over the top was the fact that in spring training, the Twins lost one of the best closers in the game, Joe Nathan. His wife Carol throwing out the first pitch right down the middle.
Nice throw, Carol.
And then, of course, right before the All-Star break.
I like this right here. Watch this. Get her.
It's something you'd say something about that, Fly 11.
2 down here in the third. And then, of course, last year, right before the All-Star break, Gardenhire lost a potential MVP of the league in Justin Morneau. And yet, and still, the Twins not only won the division, but won it comfortably.
Yeah, Ron, I think I can speak to you. Ron Gardenhire acknowledging his coaches, but also the organization, filling the roles of what was needed when Justin went down, and then also, especially the big part, Joe Nathan.
Well, without question, and you look at this organization, all the homegrown as that one's hit deep to left center field, Span on his horse.
And drops the ball on the warning track. Ellis to second. He wants one more, and he'll gain third base. Denard cut over, then went back. It hit him in the glove, and then maybe the fence itself shook it out of the glove.
I think he was a little surprised that the ball was going to be as far as it was, because he kind of took a route like to left center, and then all of a sudden had to go back. And he had the ball in the glove, and I think he lost the ball before he made contact with the wall. Yeah, the ball just popped out right there.
I think, guys, when you look at that, his eyes, just as the ball's getting to his glove, kind of peeked up, and the ball hit him in the heel. It's tough to concentrate on both.
I can't believe they would rule that an error.
Well, they put a hit up on the scoreboard here.
Oh, good.
Now chopper right side. Kuzmanov is retired on the very next pitch. Blackburn has given up a single, a double, and a triple, but he's not given up a run.
broke his leg and went to the disabled list. Obviously, that impacted the Twins' plans pretty significantly, but it also affected a handful of people who are here on the TV crew NHK, which is the largest television network in Japan. They were planning to broadcast nearly every Twins game this season, home and away, but now they're going to scale back and not do nearly what they had planned for the 4 to 6 weeks or however long Nishioka's out of the lineup. They are, Dick and Bert, still broadcasting this series with Oakland, which only makes sense because Hideki Matsui plays for the A's. But after this series, NHK's plans are kind of in limbo.
Well, that's very interesting, Marnie. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Bouncer to short. Young lost most of his bat, and Barton kept a foot on the bag, so Young's retired.
Yeah, nice stretch by Barton right there. We kind of went over our instructional last night with Ron Coomer and Roy Smalley about second base, about never anticipate a good throw. And right there, Barton stretching. A very nice stretch out toward the infield to hold on to that ball. That's how you save your infielders errors.
Well, Barton, that's one of the frustrating things for the A's here in the early going. Barton's considered a very good defensive first baseman, but he's already got 3 errors and maybe should have had another 1 or 2. 1 gone. Here's Kadire. And there's a strike on the inside corner. Slow start for Michael. Sub 100 batting average, is yet to drive in a run. Checked his swing, and it's 1-1. Hasn't driven in a run, hasn't scored a run. And he'll be followed by Kubel here in the second inning. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Yeah, just to go back to that ball that went off the glove of Denard Span. The scoreboard first put a hit, but now it is an error, so it'll be a 3-base error. A tough error. If I'm a pitcher, that to me is a triple. Denard Span was closing in on the warning track. The wall was right there. Tough to keep that concentration. To me, that's a triple, not an error. But I'm not the official score. Great effort.
1-2 to Kadire. And Tom Hallion, we've seen it over the years, really enjoys calling third strike.
Nothing wrong with that. I love this umpire. Kadire doesn't love him right now, but
opening weekend concludes tomorrow with a 1 p.m. start. There are tickets available. It'll be like 76 degrees tomorrow. It's a Blue Bunny Kids Day, meaning autographs for kids only before the game and running of the bases post game. All fans will receive a 2011 pocket schedule courtesy of Target. Get your tickets. Join us at the ballpark at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Ball 1 to Jason Kubel. Kubel with 8 hits in 22 at bats. And Jason has done well, as he did yesterday, coming off the bench against left-handed pitching.
Well, you know what, Dick, in yesterday's ball game, Brett Anderson, I guess you could look back and say, he got ahead in the count. Then he left a fastball middle in, and that's the ball that Kubel hit, past the diving Barton at first base. As a young kid like Anderson, you hate to go back to a game like he did and think, you know what, you think 1 or 2 pitches cost you a ball game. Got to credit Pavano by staying in there, putting zeros on the board, and the Twins came up with 2 in the 8th.
That foul. And as I thought about the game yesterday on the way home, I thought, it's a perfect example to me of the difficulty a starting pitcher has in getting a batter out for the 4th time in one game. Denard Span was really frustrated by Anderson. For that matter, so was Joe Mauer. And they each came back that 4th time and got a big hit, facing the same pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, the breaking balls that Brett Anderson threw that inning weren't the same breaking balls he threw earlier. Mauer, he left one up to Mauer. Mauer took advantage of it.
1-2 again to Jason Kubel.
To me, it just shows you how hard it is to win a game up there. And I think that's why over the last couple of years, the writers are starting to realize why Greinke won the Cy Young 2 years ago and Felix Hernandez won it last year over a 21-game winner, CC Sabathia, when, Hernandez won only 13.
But both Denard and Joe mentioned after the game, it helped them in that 4th at bat. They had experienced the breaking ball in the first 3 at bats. They just got a better look at it and had a better idea of what to try to do with it.
Yeah, Anderson just made a mistake.
Full count to Kubel. Pulled the string, got a strikeout. He's got a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings here at Target Field. Visit ExploreMinnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. One of the most beautiful parts of our state, the North Shore Scenic Drive, Highway 61, goes for 150 miles from Duluth to the Canadian border, passing over 27 streams and rivers. And the new paved trail called the Gitchigumi State Trail gives bicyclists a safe corridor to explore this scenic route. To the 3rd inning, and Nick Blackburn's left some pitches up. His outs have come on fly balls more often than ground balls. In fact, 1 out was recorded on the bases, a throw out at home plate after a line drive single. It's Cliff Pennington leading off the 3rd. 2 ground ball outs, 3 fly ball outs, and the throw out at home plate. 2-1. Pennington, then back to the top of the order, and Coco Crisp and Derek Barton. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Well, good change up right there.
Sounds so elementary, but I think we've seen it play out so far against Blackburn with the ability to throw a breaking pitch. 2-2 and time called. It has to change your mindset if you're the hitter when you don't know what's coming. Foul out of the mid of Mauer.
Yeah, that looked like a little cutter right there. Blackburn has 4 pitches, a fastball that he'll throw, a 2-seamer, and then the 4-seam straight fastball. 2-seamer will sink. The hard slider, something that he said that bothered him last year because of the elbow injury, a curveball, and the changeup.
Pulled the string.
Yeah, great location on that changeup, and Blackburn picks up a strikeout. Not only the great changeup, you can see it, the ball coming out of his hand, it's the location. Fans go to foxsportnorth.com and click on to Circle Me Bertha to submit an email. There you go. You are hereby circled. Why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game, and have a chance to visit us in the broadcast booth. We'll reveal 2 of the sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportnorth.com. and the other on KFAN, KFAN.com. Tough to circle and read at the same time.
Foul back. Two strikes to Crisp. High and tight, 1-2. Shots foul. Crisp with a fly ball to center his first time up.
My wife just walked in here. She got a new pair of jeans. Has TC on the pockets.
Is that right?
Yeah, something that the Twins just came out with.
Now the letters, not the mascot.
No, not the mascot. Good catch there.
2 down. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Sanford Health medical update. Kevin Slowey put on the disabled list, and Alex Burnett, who spent some time with the Twins last year, is with them again.
Yeah, I talked to Kevin Slowey before the ball game. He just has some irritation in the front of the elbow area, or excuse me, the shoulder area. So he's on medication. Hopefully that irritation will leave pretty soon. And welcome to Alex Burnett back up with the Twins.
Ron Gardenhire saying before the game today that it might be a case where Slowey, in trying to do something he wasn't accustomed to, warming up in the bullpen, needs to revise how he warms up to make it a relief appearance.
Yeah, I talked to him about that, and he said, you know what, Bert, he said, getting up 3 out of 4 days, which he did in Toronto and New York, he just started to feel a little bit sore. And I said, yeah, it's probably the hard, when you're so used to starting, you have 10, 15 minutes to get loose, that now all of a sudden you have to try to get loose in maybe a dozen to 20 pitches.
The MRI
will take time.
The MRI was taken. Everything structurally is fine. It appears to be a short-term thing, but long-term, it does provide the Twins with a bit of a dilemma. Remembering that Slowey was moved to the bullpen out of spring training because Scott Baker had the elbow issue. Nick Blackburn had the elbow issue, and they didn't want to put those guys in the pen because they had some arm situations. And now Kevin Slowey has one.
Well, let's just hope it's just tendonitis, that hopefully with the medication it'll go away. There's Kevin Slowey.
Full count to Barton. Blackburn trying to put together his first 1-2-3 inning. And hoping to get some more ground ball outs. And he draws a walk. So Barton aboard. And you mentioned earlier he's accustomed to walking, and he'll take first base and getting De Jesus to the plate.
Yeah, 6 times he's walked already this year, and now their 8th game. And again, 110 walks last year led the American League.
Jesus out in front of the off-speed pitch. Got the changeup again at 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, he's really doing a good job, I think, so far of changing speeds. Maybe watching, Pavano last night. That's what Pavano did so well.
One strike. Well, if the fastball is 89, 88, the slider is 85, and the changeup is 80, that's pretty good laddering. You've got 3 different pitches at 3 distinctly different velocities.
Mm-hmm. And if you can throw it for strikes, that's what you were talking about earlier, Dick. It just gives that hitter, what do I sit on? Do I sit on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball, or do I look for an off-speed pitch?
Dumped on the left field line, and Delman Young has a very long run, but he gets there just barely in fair territory. Another fly ball out, and another scoreless inning for Blackburn. Your local Lowe's for savings and a free MLB fan guide. Compliments of Scott's. Well, the Twins weren't able to get much done against Brett Anderson, a left-hander. Now another tough lefty, Gio Gonzalez, has had a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings.
Yeah, Gonzalez has struggled a little bit with his control, but he's got that big curveball. He's picked up a couple strikeouts.
Down low, ball 1.
Been only able to get strike 1 on 2 of the first 7 Twin batters he's faced so far. But he's retired all 6 so far.
And Danny Valencia with a 2-0 count. Got the big base hit that started the 2-run 8th inning rally. And bouncer foul, 2-1. Valencia, Hughes, and Casilla will face Gonzalez here in the 3rd inning. Popped up near first. Barton in foul ground chasing it. And on the track makes the catch, 1 away. Earlier action in the American League. Robinson Cano hit a couple of home runs, and the Red Sox with another loss. Bruce Chen with a great start for the Royals. The Kansas City Ball Club beat Detroit at Comerica Park. And the White Sox beating Tampa Bay 4-2.
Hey, Ron Coomer, you're down there. Gonzalez looks like, you know, the fastball's got some movement on it, but showing a pretty good breaking ball.
Real good breaking ball, Bert. He's able to get on top of it. He made a great pitch, you know, to Kubel and Kadar with the breaking ball. It'll throw up for a strike and in the dirt. But as you guys have talked about with his, you know, ability to be wild at times, I think the Twins hitters have done a good job at extending their at-bats. And when you get to this, you know, he's at almost 40 pitch count now, and we're in the middle of the 3rd inning. You know, that's a good plan for the Twins. Everybody's expanded and extended their at-bat. By the 5th inning, when you get a chance to hit this guy, he's going to be at 80 pitches, 70 to 80 pitches. That's when you're going to attack a guy. He's got good stuff, but you can't sustain through going 3-2 to everybody.
Well, he threw 116 pitches in his first start against Seattle in 7 innings.
Hughes,
but again, he only allowed 1 run.
Hughes cracked his bat on a foul ball, still 1-2.
He's definitely a guy like we talked about with Blackburn. When he stays on top of his pitches, Bert and Dick, he really shoots down. He makes it real difficult to pick up the fastball and slider and pick both up. It kind of comes out of his hand the same, and then a slider has good bite going down towards the dirt.
And he's standing in the same spot on that pitching rubber as Brett Anderson did yesterday.
Hughes lifts it high and deep to left field. He golfs one up but not out to the edge of the warning track. He hit that right off the ground almost. 2 down.
Yeah, breaking ball right there that struck out Kadire on that almost same breaking ball. Hughes dropping the barrel of a bat but hitting it to deep left field.
The wind's picked up a little bit. It's blowing in from left field, and that might have knocked this ball down.
Well, look at the break on that ball, though. But look at Hughes staying on that ball and driving it, but just short of a home run.
You can see the wind picking up just a little bit high over the grandstand, and that ball was hit up into the breeze. Casilla waves at 1 and misses. 1 strike. Corner infielders playing even with their bases. Casilla takes outside a ball. Casilla can bunt. I wonder whether at some point he might not try to push the ball toward Barton. And nearly hit by the breaking pitch. It's 2-1.
Yeah, that's a big breaking ball right there. Dick started out the middle part of the plate and then broke down to his right foot.
Fastball gets another swing and a miss. 2-2.
Yeah, 93 mile an hour fastball clocked here at Target Field.
chopped foul. Gonzalez has been involved in trades with a lot of notable ball players. Aaron Rowan, Jim Thome, Gavin Floyd, Freddie Garcia, Nick Swisher. Starting last year, he made a name for himself. Off his glove, and Casilla will get an infield hit. The first hit of the ball game, and Gonzalez kept him in the infield and gave up the 2-out single.
Yeah, Gonzalez leaped right there, and once that ball deflects off his glove, no chance for a middle infielder to get Alexi Casilla because of his speed. See him leap, and then this ball right off the tip of his glove. That slows that ball down. Ellis alertly, smartly holds onto the ball.
Span with his second look tonight of Gio Gonzalez. Casilla back to the bag. Twins didn't do any running yesterday at all. See if they're tempted here. We'll be timing Gonzalez, who has to pitch out of the stretch for the first time tonight. One and 0. And a 2-hopper to short. Easy play for Pennington. And the inning ends. Twins get ahead, an infield hit. And we have 3 scoreless innings here at Target Field. TNT. Jason Kubel, the designated hitter, on the list. In fact, he's the top vote getter right now. The Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value, followed by a space. The player's name to short code 234-234. Keep voting. We'll have the final results with Josh Willingham leading off the 4th inning for the A's against Nick Blackburn. Blackburn did a lot of things right against the Blue Jays last Sunday. One of them is, for the most part, he kept the ball in the ballpark. They did hit 1 home run against him. It was a solo home run.
Yeah, that was that 3-1 pitch to Batista that he just, I mean, that ball, if he doesn't hit that ball, swing at that ball, ball hits him in the chest.
But given what happened in the first 2 games of that series, just giving up 1 solo home run was a very welcome sight indeed for the pitching coach. 1-2 to Willingham. Twins got bludgeoned in the first 2 games in Toronto. Popped up. It's a foul ball. Should reach the seats. And since there's those first 2 games against Toronto, we've had 5 one-run games in a row. Twins have won 3 and lost 2. And they've gone alternately. They won Sunday. They lost a 1-run game in the first game in New York, won the middle game, lost the finale, and then won here last night. 1-2 to Willingham. Just missed the inside corner.
Now Willingham last year with the Nationals played 114 ball games, hit 16 home runs. His best years coming with the Florida Marlins in 2006 and 7, when he hit a total of 48 home runs in 2 years.
So the A's power challenged in recent years. Hallian did not ring up Willingham on the changeup. For that matter, Willingham didn't swing at it. 3-2. Blackburn's had a few of these longer counts, 52 pitches on the night. Fouled at the plate.
Oh, we've seen Blackie over the years. He's not a strikeout pitcher, Dick, but he always has pretty good control. So, you know, these 2-2, 3-2 pitches are nothing new to Blackburn. He's going to give the hitter something to hit. It's just where it's at, the location. Watch Mauer here. Move a little bit outside.
And there's a ground ball that should be an out. Valencia over to Morneau, 1 down. Well, we've talked about it, but let's hear it from Nick Blackburn talking about being a healthy pitcher once again.
I've been able to throw a slider so far this spring. Last year I can name probably 4 or 5 times that I actually threw one good. You know, I mean, it was just a terrible pitch for me last year. With the arm feeling better this year, so far it's coming around.
You know what Nick Blackburn's talking about right there is a slider is more the elbow, and that really, you know, puts a lot of torque on the arm. To throw a fastball, what you do is you let your arm go this way, but to throw a breaking ball, you have to do this with your wrist, and that puts extra pressure on that elbow, and that's what was barking Blackburn right there in that joint of your elbow. And that's where they surgically remove some chips or whatever was in there, just so that irritation would go away. A fastball is nothing more than taking a rubber band and expanding it. Where a slider or a breaking ball or a curveball, you're using so much of your wrist and your top muscles here for a curveball on top, and then the slider is almost like a fastball, but you cut it and you can feel the pressure of that elbow.
And an off-speed pitch for a strike. Before the elbow injury last year, remember though, Blackburn would get into ruts where first as a relief pitcher, then a starting pitcher. He had so much more confidence in the fastball. And not because of injury, he still became a predictable pitcher because he relied so much on it. And much to the chagrin of the manager and the pitching coach, they said, you've got to mix it up. You've got to give the hitters a different look and a different velocity with spinning the ball a little bit more. And he just fell into a trap of when he got into any kind of situation like this, he'd throw fastball.
Well, I think when you got into the minor leagues, you know, if you can hit your spots with your fastball, you're going to succeed. But up here, you just can't rely on just one pitch. Now, when Blackburn first came up, and there's a good pitch right there to Matsui. When Blackburn first came up, everybody said, boy, wait till you see this guy's sinker. That's all they talked about. Right. Sinker, ground ball pitcher. Boy, he's got a nasty sinker. Well, yeah, well, guess what? Other teams find out about that too. So now you have to change your repertoire a little bit to where, you know, yeah, I still have my nasty sinker, but now I can throw a slider or change up over. And there he just missed right there for his second walk of the ball game.
3-2
like
pitch
a change-up
in the dirt.
Ron, I think Ron Coomer, you're down on the field. You know, when you face a guy like Blackburn, it's not all fastballs. He's trying to change speeds.
I think you guys made a great point earlier where he has 3 different pitches with 3 different velocities. He starts out with the fastball close to 90 is where he's been. The slider, Dick, as you mentioned, and change, been in the mid 80s and then 80. And to me, the other thing that I look at with Blackie is he looks like he's definitely free from having any issues with his body or his elbow. You guys talked about his elbow. I'm very familiar with understanding how much your knees come into play. I'm watching him right now. He's able to gather on his back leg really well and real deliberate Bert. And then as he goes towards home plate and his front foot, his stride foot hits the dirt, there's no give at all, and he's able to just cut loose. And he looks like a different guy than he did, let's say, last year in August.
Well, Blackburn, what you want to do is get to that balance point, and that's what Blackie does well here, right there. And then that little bit of hesitation. Why the little bit of hesitation? Allows that arm to catch up to his body so he can create that downward plane, which if he can do that, that creates the sink. If your arm's a little bit, if you're quick with your body and your arm's dragging, that straightens that ball out, and it's easier to hit.
Bounce to third. Nice backhanded play by Valencia. Double play. No, safe at first. Valencia nearly started a beautiful around the horn double play. And Hughes at second base with a good turn. They just didn't quite turn it quickly enough.
I'm going to go back to the instructional last night. This is exactly what Roy Smalley was talking about. Watch the ground ball. Valencia backhands it. Nice play. Watch Hughes come off the bag and then get out of the way of that sliding runner. And that's what Nishioka did not do. See him get out of the way. And now he has an angle to throw toward first. Close play at first. But Suzuki called safe.
Looked like he was out. Here's Mark Ellis. Ellis has been stinging the ball in this series. He got a big double in yesterday's game and then drove one deep to left center field. It bounced out of Denard Span's glove and was ruled a three-base error. Foul away. 1-1.
That's a slider right there that Ellis fouled off. Looks like a fastball, and it just keeps drifting away from you. Take a look at this slider. Right at the last second. A little bit of almost like a cutter. Then he'll mix in a curveball and a changeup along with his fastball.
1-1 to Ellis. Blackburn has not had a 1-2-3 inning. Not to overanalyze it or dissect it any further, but is it safe to say Blackburn does not have a dominant pitch? I mean, if he had a 95, 96 mile per hour fastball and he lost his slider for whatever reason, he might be able to survive a little bit better than somebody who just throws in the upper 80s as he does.
Well, you know what I mentioned last night, Dick, with Carl Pavano, very seldom will you see three pitches the same speed. He's not going to go, you know, like a Nolan Ryan 98 mile an hour fastball three times to try to punch you out. Blackie and Pavano, same type of pitchers. They're going to change speeds. That last pitch at 88, the previous pitch at 79 miles an hour. And now let's see what this one is clocked here at Target Field. So he's just not going to give in to Ellis and say, here, hit it so hard somewhere. I'm going to try to change speeds and hit a spot.
And now a walk, second one of the inning.
Pretty good pitch right there at 85.
So first and second with two down. Kuzminoff coming to the plate.
I just wonder if Maurer got crossed up right there because Joe had a little trouble catching that ball.
Which Twin has the best all-time batting average against Oakland? I'm guessing that doesn't include the Kansas City years, since it says Oakland. Maybe you're looking at him. Well, I'm just going to take the easy way out and say Rod Carew.
Oh, all time against Oakland. Ooh.
I mean, the guy won 7 batting titles while they were in Oakland. So he's a pretty good guess, I would think.
He or Tony Oliva, one of those two.
There's a changeup that floats across at the belt, strike one. Kuzminoff hit a ground ball to Hughes his first time up.
See that pitch right there at 79 miles an hour. Strike one, changeup.
popped up a foul ball that'll reach the seats.
That fastball at 87. Going back to you, Dick, he doesn't have a dominant pitch. He doesn't have the big curveball or the hard fastball. He's become a pitcher, you know, and that's how you win 10, 11 games each year, and that's what they're looking for Blackburn this year. Give me 200 innings, and hopefully with some run support, he can win 14 to 15 ball games.
2 strikes to Kuzminov.
And if you really get run support, you can get 20.
Just off the inside edge. Well, when your ERA balloons to nearly 5.5, you've got to look awfully hard to find a silver lining. But that was the silver lining for Blackburn last year. He couldn't throw the slider, and he said the result was he improved his changeup because he was in survival mode out there. And so we've seen some good changeups in this game here tonight. 1-2. Driven to Hughes, who drops it, recovers, and there's your third out.
Yep, don't panic.
And the A's take a couple of walks in the fourth, but leave them aboard, still no score. Well, you would think, wouldn't you, with Mauer, Morneau, and Young coming up, it would be a window of concepts, a window of opportunity. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Well, both these guys have had success against the Oakland A's.
There you go. See, now Mauer's got his .328 average against Oakland. Maybe he's the answer to our trivia question.
Well, you see Rick Anderson right there telling Blackie, you know, sometimes if you drop your shoulder, you know, keep your shoulder. So far, so good for Nick Blackburn. Just a lot of pitches in 4 shutout innings.
Mauer leads things off, and this was discussed, and between the manager and the catcher about leading off an inning, and with the shift on,
right,
that Mauer would be encouraged by the manager to go ahead and drop down a bunt. Threatened it, and now he takes outside 2-0.
If they're going to give it to you, take it. You know, if Kuzminov is, some of these clubs play Mauer, say for example, you know, where Pennington is, they give him that, so take it. Did he mention anything about Jim Thome? Would they want Jim Thome to do that?
You know, and I was thinking about that. And we've seen Joe do it a few times, and then he had the infamous bunt last summer and took everyone by surprise. I think 2-1 in a different situation, 3-1. And of course, we had Rod Carew here, and he was the best bunter in the game, so obviously he was the best bunter on the team. But lately, it seems like the best bunters have been the guys you don't want bunting. Kent Herbeck was a great bunter, but the Twins didn't want him bunting because they wanted him to hit it over the fence. Kirby Puckett, early in his career, had great leg speed. He was a good bunter, but then as he evolved as a hitter, They didn't want him to bunt so much.
Yeah, there's a reason why, Ron Gardenhire put, Morneau and Young and Kadire in the number 3, 4, 5 spot to drive in runs.
Full count to Mauer. And he took a breaking ball and is rung up by Hallion.
Well, third strikeout for Gonzalez. And Joe probably looking something else, and that big breaking ball just kept. Watch where it starts. Inner half of the plate. Oh, even though Suzuki looked like he caught it low, it may have went over the strike, said Hallion. Strike zone as a strike.
So 1 down, and here's Morneau. Gonzalez got Morneau in the first inning with a fly ball to center, but Justin, just a small sample size, obviously, has owned Gonzalez. He had faced him 3 prior times with a walk and 2 home runs. So whatever Gonzalez threw him before, he wasn't about to throw him in his first inning at bat.
You make adjustments very quickly, or you try to.
And Gonzalez, who fell behind Mauer 2-0 and came back to strike him out, will hope for the same outcome in this at bat.
Yeah, a lot of times as a pitcher, when you know someone has success, where does it end up? 2 balls, no strikes. Now what do you throw? He went to a breaking ball and missed away.
Twins have had 1 base runner. It was a scratch single with 2 outs in the 3rd inning by Casilla. Morneau likely green lighted on 3-0. He takes a fastball in a real good spot.
Suzuki again working, sitting away.
And another one that clips the corner. So you miss with 3 straight, and then you paint the corner twice with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah. See, Foxtrack says it's a little outside.
And a nice catch by Gonzalez for the 2nd out. And that'll bring up Delman Young.
Oh, he fell behind, made some nasty pitches. Again, sometimes we show you that Foxtrack and that ball will look outside, but if you're hitting that glove of your catcher, that strike zone will widen a little bit, because that umpire, sometimes he can't see that good on the other side, especially where he sets up.
Delman Young shattered his bat in a 2nd inning ground ball against Gonzalez. And as was the case yesterday, the Twins have hit precious few balls on the button. The closest thing they've had to a well-struck ball was Luke Hughes' golf shot that might have gotten hung up in the wind.
Well, Delman guessed fastball right there, and Gonzalez pulled the string.
1-1.
Twins have seen some very good pitchers so far this year. Started off with Ricky Romero in Toronto, CC Sabathia in New York. I thought Brett Anderson pitched a good ball game last night. Some good young pitchers coming up to the big league level. Brett Cecil pitched very well for Toronto.
Ivan Nova. Driven foul, 2-2. Twins with just 2 home runs on the season. 1 from Denard Span, 1 from Danny Valencia.
And remember Kyle Drabek, he threw 7 innings, 1 hit allowed.
Landed in front of the plate, and for the 3rd batter in this inning, Gonzalez has run the count full.
Yeah, both starters throwing a lot of pitches. Nick Blackburn 73 pitches in 4 innings, and right now 68 pitches, 67 pitches for Gonzalez.
Stung Suzuki a little bit. Kadire on deck. Young hoping to reach here in the 4th.
Yeah, 7th 3-ball count for Gonzalez, and he walks his first batter.
And we'll get Kadire to the plate with a man aboard and 2 gone. Joe Mauer with a .328 career batting average against Oakland. And my guess was Rod Carew. You want to throw a guess out there?
I'll throw Tony Oliva. Brian Harper.
Well, see, I thought the question was with a minimum of 200 at bats.
Well, Brian Harper was a catcher, and so was Joe Mauer.
That's true. Here's Kadire, called out on strikes on a breaking ball. back in the second inning. That got in on the handle of his bat, and he flipped it foul over the on-deck circle. Sidearm throw that Martin had to reach across Young to keep that ball from rolling to the seating area.
Yeah, dropping down right here, trying to surprise Delman, who doesn't have a big lead. He dives back. Barton having to reach over the bag.
Fastball at the letters, taken for a ball, 1-1.
Ron Coomer, Michael Kadire hasn't really found that groove yet, has he?
No, he hasn't, Bert. And you look at the first pitch that he saw in this at bat that he hit kind of over the first base dugout, really lets you know he's kind of in between. Am I looking fastball? Am I looking slider? And that heater right there got in on him again.
That's a bobble in right field by DeJesus. Young will hold up at third. So DeJesus on a ball that again seemed to die in the wind.
Yeah, the way that he played that ball, he thought he was going to camp underneath it, but the ball had a lot of spin on it. Kadire getting jammed right there. If he not, he just kind of popped it up, and DeJesus right at the last second dove for it, and then I think when he was going down, he just lost flight of the ball, hit off the top of his glove. Oh, look, he didn't hit him in the face right there.
Well, Kadire will get credit for a hit.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron Coomer.
Yeah, and right there, you look at it, you saw two fastballs, both of them late. He struck out on a slider earlier in the game, and you go, okay, what are we going to look for early in a count? Are we going to look hard, and we're going to be on the 93-mile-an-hour heater, or are we going to look slider, and we're going to not swing at all at the fastballs? And I think Mike is just in between right now, not knowing what he wants to attack, especially early in the count.
Gonzalez delivers ball one to Kubel.
Let me ask you, Ron, what did you do in a situation like that? Because I know, there's times that I know pitchers go through little slumps like that. A hitter.
Bert, I just made sure there were two things. I made sure I got to a good loaded point, just like we were talking about Blackburn. I wanted to make sure my weight wasn't in the middle when I started my swing. I wanted it to be loaded. And the other thing, I looked dead red. Boy, if I was struggling, I wanted to hit a fastball, hit it early, get my head of the bat out there and really track the ball with my eyes to the contact zone. If I could do one thing mechanically, and that's get the ball and see the ball with my eyes to the contact zone, that eliminates a lot of problems.
2-0 to Kubel.
Yeah, Twins need a big hit right here from Jason Kubel.
Breaking ball pulled on one hop to the first baseman. So Kubel thinking fastball, and Gonzalez spun a breaking ball up there and got out of the inning. All kinds here at Target Field. And another nice night for baseball. Marnie Gellner, Ron Coomer, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bramer, Robbie Inzmakowski's here too. We got all kinds of people here covering game 2 of the 81 game home schedule. Here's Cliff Pennington leading off the Oakland 5th. There's that changeup that floats over the outside corner. 0-2. Pennington went down swinging leading off the 3rd inning, and Blackburn will try to get him here leading off the 5th.
Yeah, both these starters, even though they've had 4 shutout innings apiece, have thrown a lot of pitches. Coming into this inning, Blackburn 73, where Gio Gonzalez 76 pitches for 4 shutout innings.
1-2. Punch behind 3rd. Valencian foul ground with the catch. Blackburn gets the leadoff man here in the 5th. This Tuesday is the first Sports Authority Value Pack game as the Twins host Kansas City. You can purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch and get a free Schweigert hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited. Call 800-33-TWINS tonight or visit twinsbaseball.com. Here's Coco Crisp. Fly to center and a comebacker to the mound. And Crisp takes a fastball down the middle for strike 1.
Well, that's why as a pitcher, you mentioned Joe Mauer and, Denard Span saw Anderson 4 times last night. As a pitcher, you have to remember what you did, too, to get strike 1, strike 2, or get a guy out. There he tried to sneak the second fastball by Crisp, but he said, no way, I'm going to be swinging this time, and he did.
A base stealing threat at first with 1 away. If you missed any of yesterday's pregame coverage, you can log on to foxsportsnorth.com for a recap of the home opener festivities, including how the Twins are honoring my partner Bert Blyleven. Plus, was closer Joe Nathan nervous for his Target Field debut? Read it at foxsportsnorth.com.
I don't know if Joe was, but Roy Smalley was.
Here's Barton. He's reached twice with a double and a walk. And Blackburn misses the inside corner.
Well, Blackburn pretty good at holding on runners. Pretty quick move to first. Coco Crisp, 3 of the 5 stolen bases the A's have had so far this year. Not only a throw over, he utilizes that slide step. That's why he's tough to run against.
It was a double steal in the very first inning in Toronto. Opponents have stolen 6 times on the Twins. Hughes with the catch. Out number 2.
A little soft line drive to Luke Hughes that makes a second out catch. That's a ball right there. You wonder. I mean, it wasn't hit that hard that maybe you wonder. Let the umpire decide. You kind of drop the ball and then maybe try to get a double play.
Luis Castillo, when he was with the Twins, and I'm sure
right
before and afterwards, tried that a few times.
Mm-hmm. You just don't want to think that, and then the ball hits you in the chest.
Here's DeJesus, 0 for 2. Outside a ball. DeJesus, a comebacker to the mound and a fly ball to left. Blackburn trying to wrap up business here in the top of the 5th. 82 pitches, hoping there's enough left to get through a 6th inning. That's one thing that was nice about the Twins win yesterday. The starting pitcher wobbled a little bit in the first couple innings, but Pavano went 8, and because he went so deep into the game, was able to qualify for the win.
Yep.
(2-0) to David DeJesus. Crisp goes. Mauer's throw. Not in time. 7th steal without a throw out so far on the season.
Well, you don't blame the catcher on a lot of these. I mean, Crisp had a great jump. You see, as soon as Blackburn lifted up that left leg, Crisp, with his speed, steals his 4th stolen base of the year. Got a great jump off of Blackburn.
It's 3-0. First base now open. Willingham on deck. An off-speed pitch taken for a strike. Talked with Ray Fosse, a former all-star catcher who now does TV work for the Oakland A's, about a catcher coming back from knee surgery, as Joe is, and he mentioned, Ray did, that one of the problems is your throws tend to be high because your footwork isn't quite in place yet. A drive to left center. Looks like Span has a play to end the inning. He does. The A's get a hit, a stolen base, leave another runner aboard. Scoreless here through 4.5.
We're in the bottom of the 5th inning at Target Field, which means we're also in the Minnesota Lottery winner's circle to give $100 worth of scratch-off tickets to Mike from Duluth, who is a big UMD Bulldogs fan. His team is playing in the Frozen Four right now in St. Paul. But, Mike, you're at this game in Minneapolis. Why did you choose this game?
I could get tickets for this one.
Well, I think you could get tickets to the other one now that the Fighting Sioux were knocked out. But you're watching it on your phone. You're watching it on the scoreboard here as well.
I'm getting text message updates from a buddy of mine, Sean Krauser, up in Duluth.
Well, good luck to the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs and Dick and Bert. A big circle for Mike and the green guys that have decided to serenade me here as well in the 5th.
That's awesome, Marty. Congratulations.
A sharp single to left, and the hardest hit ball for a base hit, and Valencia started the 5th inning with a single.
Yeah, fastball pretty much belt high, and Danny right there. Good swing, good contact, driving that ball to the outfield. Well, the Twins get their 3rd hit. Hits are all tied up at 3 apiece.
There's Luke Hughes, who golfed one deep to left. His first time up. In his final at bat yesterday, Hughes drove one to the warning track in left center field. The Oakland outfield was playing so deeply, all that Willingham had to do was to go over a few steps to make the catch. But even though he's 0 for 4, he's put the barrel of the bat on the ball a couple of times, and now 2-0. Gonzalez pitching to the bottom 3rd of the Twins lineup. Hughes made quite an impression in spring training, hitting 6 home runs. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Hughes from Australia, 26 years old. Of course, came up last year in his first major league at bat. Hit a solo home run in Detroit off of a right-handed pitcher, Max Scherzer.
And as we said yesterday, an example of how Major League Baseball has become more international, but specifically the Twins. Here they lose a second baseman from Japan and replace him with one from Australia. 2-1 to Luke Hughes. Big swing. He waited on that breaking pitch and tapped it foul. 2-2. Tsuyoshi Nishioka out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken fibula. And now a full count, and we'll see if the Twins do anything with Valencia at first.
You know, you hate what happens to Nishioka, but what he does now is he's scouting, basically watching these pitchers throw and see what they're throwing. You learn the game by watching too.
Valencia goes, and the pitch driven to the left field corner. Valencia around second, on his way to third. Hughes will hold up with a long single, and the Twins have something started here with a pair of singles.
Well, again, Gonzalez, he likes that breaking ball. He throws Hughes the breaking ball, and Luke just goes down and hits his ball sharply. Ball down in the strike zone.
It was a breaking ball.
Yep.
He nearly golfed out in his first at bat.
Right. Good swing right there. Good concentration. Good contact. And the Twins have runners at first and third with nobody out.
Trip to the mound. I haven't seen anyone warming up in the Oakland bullpen. They're all out there with their jackets on, and Bob Guerin coming to the mound to talk about the situation. Perhaps one of the things he's discussing is the possibility of a squeeze play here. First and third, nobody out. The number 9 hitter at the plate. And Ron Gardenhire might be tempted to do this in the event you lose the runner at third. You still have, unless the ball's bunted in the air, you still have runners at first and second. You have a runner in scoring position, even if they somehow get the runner at third. Barton, of course, holding the runner at first, and Kuzminoff even with the base at third. Casilla got an infield hit his first time up. Outside a ball.
Yeah, this is where a pitcher, you try to find that little bit of extra. Okay, you're rolling along. Yes, you've thrown a lot of pitches, but you got to dig deep down to try to get a quick out right here if you can. And Casilla, after missing that strike one, he's got to look fastball right here and drive it the other way.
Right back to the pitcher. And Gonzalez did a little tap dance with the runner at third. And ends up getting Casilla at first, but Hughes advances to second.
Yeah, he did a little tap dance because Danny Valencia kind of gave him a little bit, okay, you throw it over there, I'm going to take off. And a big pitch right there. It didn't look like a curveball, almost like a little cutter. And Casilla just reaching out and poking it right back to the pitcher. And the out is recorded at first base, but Luke Hughes goes to first and second.
Well, now Span with runners at second and third and one away. Span with a couple of bouncers to short. Now the middle infielders are playing back. They apparently will concede a run here on another ground ball to short or second. Popped up left side of the infield. And Gonzalez comes off the mound limping. Gonzalez got out number 2, and he is hurt. And if they come to the mound, they need to make sure that it's a medical trip to the mound because they've already used the first one. I'm not sure what he did.
I think on that play right there, you see the pop-up automatically. You go back up a plate, and right there, Gonzalez pointing up, and something cramped up on him.
He didn't appear to catch his cleats or anything. Right on his right.
Maybe just twisted the right ankle a little bit.
Well, whether he's able to get out of this inning, whether he's able to pitch to another batter, he's delivered a couple of awfully big pitches here.
Yeah, I just told Tom Hallion, the umpire, that I stepped in that little hole that where he lands, right in that area. He or Nick Blackburn.
The Twins with a pair of singles to start the inning, but Casilla hit it right back to the mound, and then on the first pitch, I mean, how many times we see Denard Span swing at the first pitch of an at bat?
That ball was stayed up, something he could have driven, but he got underneath it and popped it up.
Well, Maurer got the big hit in the 8th inning last night. Hopes to get a big one here in the 5th.
Oh, this is where you bunt. You bunt to first base, make that pitcher that's got the sore right ankle have to get over there.
Now, after what happened last year in July, I can pretty much guarantee you Joe Maurer won't be bunting here. So the A's were willing to give up the first run of the game on a ground ball, and instead Span hit it in the air. Mauer's hit a ground ball and struck out. Breaking ball, strike one. He struck out taking a breaking pitch in the 4th. And Gonzalez starts him with one here in the 5th. Roller to second, and Gonzalez, injury and all, did a great job pitching out of a jam in the 5th, and the Twins come up empty-handed.
You and Robbie.
Yeah, 72 degrees is our predicted high tomorrow with a 50% chance of thunderstorms. I'm going to pull out a quarter right now.
Dick, I want to know that 50%, okay? If it rains, does that turn it into 100%?
If there's a raindrop, then it was 100%. But right now they're saying 50. It's tails, which means it won't rain tomorrow.
Oh, good, good.
Big swing and a miss by Willingham, one strike. So it was a 2-1 ball game last night. The Twins couldn't score until their last at bat. Blackburn's pitched 5 shutout innings, facing now the middle of the Oakland lineup. One strike. And another swing and a miss.
Yeah, good slider, good location right there by Blackburn.
Willingham, Mitsui, and Suzuki here in the Oakland 6th inning. One and two. The 90th pitch of the night for Blackburn coming up. Got him. And Willingham is rung up by Tom Hallion.
Pitcher's pitch right there, down and away on the black. Looked like he took something off that 85 mile an hour. Thank you very much. But you saw where across the plate about knee high, even though Joe caught it low.
Yeah. You were a pitcher.
It's the same thing that when Gonzalez struck out, I believe, Mauer.
Right.
You know, even though the catcher catches it low, it's where it crosses the plate.
Matsui tries to drive one out and comes up empty, 1 strike.
That strikeout of Willingham, Blackburn his second of the ball game.
Now, when you were hitting pre-DH or in the National League,
hitting never was referred to me. When I was swinging, go ahead.
When you were in the batter's box, the bouncer right side, and an easy play for Hughes. Season ticket limit of 25,000 has been reached for the 2nd straight year, but you can step into the on-deck circle and get exclusive benefits. Call 800-33-TWINS right now. You can talk to a representative and get more details. Learn more about the on-deck circle at twinsbaseball.com. Now, when you were in the batter's box and you took a strike that was called that you didn't agree with, did you have the same standards as a batter than you did as a pitcher?
I would probably say, boy, I'd love to have that same pitch.
Here's Kurt
That's
Suzuki.
about all I would say. And first of all, I didn't take a pitch, Dick. I was up there hacking.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
You never, ever were called out on strikes?
No. I went down swinging.
Suzuki.
Almost every time I went up there, I went down swinging.
Suzuki grounds a single to left. And that brings up Mark Ellis.
Yeah, only the 4th hit for the A's. They had 2 in the 1st, a double and a single, and didn't score. A single in the 5th, and now Suzuki a single in the 6th.
This will be the 95th pitch for Blackburn. No activity in the Twins bullpen. Ellis reached on a 3-base error by Span, and then drew a walk in the 4th. Fouled at the plate. Blackburn got to this point of the game against Toronto and was taken out 5 2/3 innings. That's why his start was not a quality start, because he didn't complete 6 innings. He'd like to do that perhaps on this next pitch. Mauer can't block all of it. It was in the dirt, and now Suzuki moves into scoring position.
A wild pitch will be charged to Blackburn. His first wild pitch of the year. Take a look at the pitch right here. Bouncing in front of Joe. He tried to backhand it, and then the ball ended up behind him.
So now the A's are a base hit perhaps away from getting the first run of the game. They thought they had gotten it in the 1st inning when Willingham delivered the single, but Delman Young threw out Derek Barton at the plate. Count is 1-1. And as we said, Ellis has been hitting the ball pretty hard in this series. Check swing and a foul, 1-2. Ellis a little frustrated. That pitch floated up and in, and he didn't want to offer at it, but it hit his bat. Suzuki at second with 2 outs. Just off the plate, 2-2. He tried to steal that outside corner like he did in the Willingham at bat.
Trying to go down and away and get that strike call, but just low.
Casilla gets in front of it, sets. Morneau can't dig it out, and the air will allow the first run of the game to score. Casilla had time, and he threw low, and Ellis will reach on the second Twins error, and this one a really costly one.
Well, that's what Ron Gardenhire wants his infielders to do, just make the routine plays, and Casilla right there kind of short-armed it across the diamond. Ellis hitting the ball sharply, hustling down the line, but he thinks it's the 3rd out. Casilla has plenty of time to make a good throw, and then that ball landing in front of Morneau, and he can't pick it as the ball come up a little bit more than he anticipated. off his wrist and into the stands. So a big error right there for Casilla and the Twins.
And Hughes was not covering the bag. Blackburn tried that. They call it the inside move, where you lift up your leg and then spin towards second base, but Hughes wasn't covering the bag. Now the challenge here with a runner at second, and Kuzminoff at the plate is make sure that's just a one-run error. Remember, the one run the A's got yesterday was kind of a weird one. There was an error by the pitcher before that, a wild pitch after a walk, and a fly ball scored the only run Oakland scored yesterday. Casilla to his left, knocks it down. He'll have no play, and a throw to third to check Ellis. So Ellis advances to third. Casilla did the right thing by not throwing across. It's an infield hit. The inning continues.
Yeah, Casilla was playing in the pull a little bit, so that left that big hole up the middle. You see nobody there. All of a sudden, there's Casilla. He dives for it, knocks it down. That saves a run right there. And Casilla gets up and looks over at first base, but no chance to get Kuzminoff. So runners at the corners. Rick Anderson out to talk to Blackie as Glenn Perkins starts to loosen up.
Perkins hustling, trying to get loose here. A little time bought on the mound with the trip to the mound. You can check out the #1 free sports app on iTunes. The all-new Fox Sports app with live scoring, video, and all the latest from your favorite local teams. It's free, and it's on iTunes right now. Pennington will hit. Crisp is a switch hitter. He would be the next batter for Oakland. But he's much better from the left side of the plate than the right side of the plate. So the Twins buying a little time here in the event the inning continues. I think they'd rather have Crisp hit against the left-hander Perkins than the right-hander Blackburn.
You know, Dick, as a pitcher here, that's where Blackburn, he wants to pick up Casilla. Okay, an infield base hit. Now he needs an out right here. You know, runs already scored. It's an unearned run, but you don't want this ball game to, you know, get away from you right here. This is a big out for Blackburn and the Twins.
79-mile-per-hour changeup. Pennington with a foul tip, 1 strike. And a fastball taken. And we've seen a number of those fastballs taken by hitters who might normally swing at them because they've seen so much off-speed stuff.
Right, and great location right there, outer half of the plate.
Two strikes to the #9 batter. One and two. Two and two.
First 3 pitches away. That they tried to come inside and get the inner half of the plate. I believe 4 straight fastballs.
A longer 6th inning than the Twins dugout would like. To right center field, and Kadair comes in to make a running catch. That puts an end to the 6th inning that saw the Oakland A's get an unearned run, the first run of the game.
Second inning off the bat of Mark Ellis. Denard Span had that ball in his glove for a second, ended up right near the wall. They end up giving Span a error on this. I still think it's a triple. You know, Mark Ellis didn't score as Kuzminoff made the last out. That's a tough error.
Frostbrewed Coors Light Freeze can.
He went a long way to try to track that ball down.
Justin Morneau takes down and away ball one. The Twins had a great chance to score the first run of the game in the bottom of the fifth. Didn't. Now Oakland has put a run on the board in the top of the sixth. Morneau, Young, and Kadire will hit against Gonzalez, whose ankle apparently his ankle's just fine.
They probably taped it up, you know.
2-0, and now 3-0. He's only walked one, but he's had a whole bunch of 3-ball counts, and has come back from most of them.
Yes, he has. He's walked only one, like you mentioned, 4 strikeouts so far.
Fastball and a strike. Little pop-up short left field. Pennington retreats to the outfield grass. One away. Quest High Speed pitch brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet.
Well, high speed so far. Gonzalez at 96, Blackburn at 91. Ron Coomer, I mean, you're watching Gonzalez from field level right there. He's changing speeds right there. A 3-1 breaking ball to Justin Morneau.
Well, he has thrown the ball well, and like you guys just said, he's been able to pitch out of some issues where he's behind in the count like he did there. To me, it just looks like that's the pitch that he's gone to get big outs. He's been able to get some strikeouts early. He's been able to get me over breaking ball. And then when he's behind in the count where, you know, a guy like Justin can tie the game up with one swing, he's able to throw that breaking ball.
You see the slow stuff, and then that 93-mile-per-hour fastball that absolutely ate Delmon Young up on that.
It sneaks up on you, doesn't it, Ron?
Well, the thing is, too, usually at this pitch count, you know, when you're around that 90 pitches to 100 pitches, you get a little wear and tear and you're a little tired, but this cool air has really helped.
That's deep to right field, but playable for DeJesus. 2 down.
Yeah, a little bit off the end of the bat. Another breaking ball that Delmon hit sharply, but right at DeJesus.
Guys, this cool damp air, the ball's not going anywhere tonight. That ball was hit a little better than you think. It shot out of the infield pretty good, and it didn't go anywhere once it got halfway to the right fielder.
2 down. Here's Michael Kadire. Michael dropped a short fly ball in and out of the glove of a charging DeJesus, and he takes outside ball one. Have you ever seen so many first pitch breaking balls as we saw yesterday from Brett Anderson and again tonight from Gio Gonzalez?
Well, it just shows that, you know, they'll throw that breaking ball like that. They'll throw it over and over and over, and they have a lot of confidence in it. And then all of a sudden there's that fastball like Ron Coomer was talking about. You know, it's slow, and then that fastball will jump on you.
Is that what we refer to as pitching backward?
Backwards a little bit, yes.
2-1. The fastball sailing wide. And a breaking ball missing. 3-1. He's done a lot of that, and Brett Anderson did too. 2-1, and you say, all right, well, the fastball's coming, and it generally has been anything but the fastball.
That just tells you he's got a lot of confidence in that curveball. He can throw over at any time. Now a fastball situation. He throws a fastball. Kadire a little bit tardy, got underneath it.
Got a pitch up, fouled it to the screen, and it's another full count.
Saw Blackburn talking to Brian Dunsing, who will start here tomorrow afternoon.
And Kadire takes a breaking ball low for a 2-out walk.
See, even right there, a 3-2 pitch. Tried the breaking ball, but he missed. He missed down. He wasn't going to get hurt by Kadire.
He had a 3-2 pitch to Jason Kubel in his last at bat, threw him a breaking ball, and Kubel bounced it harmlessly to Barton.
Right.
And Kubel went down swinging on a breaking pitch in the second. sidearm pickoff move.
Gonzalez with 100 pitches.
Fastball off the plate, ball one. People trying to extend the inning and get Valencia to the plate. And he takes a fastball for a strike, 1-1. Would have been precious few successive fastballs from Gonzalez.
Right.
One missed the plate and the other one went right down the middle. And another fastball lifted foul. That'll reach the seats 1 and 2.
You change your pattern up a little bit.
So now as a hitter, you know that he's got me out twice on the curve. But in this at bat, he's throwing nothing but heat at you.
You see former Twin Grant Belfour loosening up in the A's bullpen.
One and 2 to Jason Kubel.
What I've seen from his breaking ball too, Dick, it's not always the same speed. He'll take a little off. He'll make it a little bit smaller. So it's a curveball, yes, but he throws it 2 different ways. See what he throws right here.
High fastball strikes him out. So we head to the 7th, and the Twins down a run just as they were yesterday. Glenn Perkins will pitch next for the Twins. Summarize.
Both starters doing a good job changing speeds, picking up some strikeouts. Blackburn with a couple in the ball game. Gonzalez with 5 of them. Just struck out Jason Kubel. The only couple errors for the Twins. That a big one right there by Alexi Casilla. That scores the only runner of the ball game, Sasushi. It's Kurt Suzuki in the last inning.
Glenn Perkins into the ball game in relief of Nick Blackburn, and he will turn Coco Crisp into a right-handed batter. Crisp 0 for 9 right-handed this year. You know, we've seen the Twins make more errors than we normally see them make, and they have been costly errors. The Twins have now committed 7 errors on the season, counting the 2 tonight. You look at Perkins' numbers. Strike now, a ball. But the Twins on the season have given up now 4 unearned runs, and the run the A's got yesterday was not an unearned run, because even though it scored on an error, it was an error by the pitcher, and those are called earned runs. You can't have an unearned run if it's a wild pitch. You can if it's a pass ball. But if the pitcher makes the error, it's charged as an earned run, as was the case yesterday in the first inning. 1 and 2. And Hallion rings up crisp, 1 down.
That looked like a changeup right there, so a good start for Glenn Perkins. Straight over the top, and hitting the lower part of the strike zone, and Coco Crisp knew it.
We'll bring up Derek Barton. And a fastball just off the plate, ball 1. Two and 0. As you mentioned yesterday, this is Oakland's only trip here this year. Twins make 2 trips to the Bay Area for the A's and once to take on the San Francisco Giants. Check swing, and now it's 3-1. Arrived today, Alex Burnett warming up in the Twins pen. And Barton double checks with Tom Hallion, and now we'll go to first. So a strikeout, now a walk. DeJesus to the plate. You can get behind the scenes at Target Field by taking a tour of the best ballpark in America. Public and private tours and school field trips are all a possibility. You can log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS and reserve your Target Field tour this spring. And I know this because I have 2 teenage kids. Field trips have improved markedly since I was a student. I went on 1 field trip as a kid, as a student.
Where'd you go? Remember?
To a sewage treatment plant. That ball rolls into the dugout, and it'll be a 1-base advancement for Derek Barton. DeJesus with a half-hearted bunt attempt.
Yeah.
And it's a strike, but the ball got by Mauer.
Take a look at the pitch right here. Oh, the ball in the dirt right there. It'll be a wild pitch. So DeJesus thought about bunting. But the ball not even close.
Now, they've changed it on the scoreboard, although it looked, no, now Tom Hallion correcting the scoreboard. It is an 0-1 count. We saw plainly that DeJesus did offer at the pitch, even though it was in the dirt. So another runner in scoring position with 1 out. And Mauer with a catch that time in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Mauer doing the catching tonight. He'll get tomorrow off, and the Twins have their first off day of the schedule. Bernard Span retrieving a baseball from the stands. So, assuming he's not in the DH spot tomorrow, Joe figures to get 2 days in a row out of the lineup. 1-1 to DeJesus. There's a fastball for a strike. Jesus has his personal hitting streak against the Twins of 23 games. And Perkins trying to hang him with an 0 for 4 so far tonight. Fastball up and away. Seen Perkins throwing a little bit harder out of the bullpen than I think we ever saw him throw as a starting pitcher.
Yeah, it's a new role for Perkins. You know, in the minor leagues, basically a starter, but up here, you know, he has some major league starts. 44 major league starts.
That's off his foot. Another 2-2 coming from Perkins. rolled to the left side. Backhanded by Casilla, who again does the right thing in not throwing. DeJesus flying down the line. He's a very fast runner. And Casilla, in fielding the ball, at least kept Barton at second base.
Yeah, Barton had to stay around right there, because if he takes off for third, Casilla's really only play. You see where Casilla is up the middle. He has to go to his right, backhanded, and Barton alertly stays at second.
So Perkins gives up an infield hit after the walk in the wild pitch. And Josh Willingham to the plate. He'll face Alex Burnett, just called up today, with the A's threatening to expand their lead. This season, subscribe to MLB.tv and see every Twins game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. And visit twinsbaseball.com and order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. In-market blackout rules do, however, apply.
Well, Kevin Slowey on a disabled list, put on disabled list this morning. Alex Burnett coming up from Rochester. 3 stints with the Twins last year for Alex Burnett. He opened the season with the Twins, then sent back down, recalled. 41 appearances last year in a Twins uniform, 2 wins, 2 losses.
Willingham, the hitter, runners at first and second, 1 down. Burnett with a heavy fastball, a sinker, trying to get a ground ball hit at somebody. And there's a pitch up. Burnett actually, within last season, had 2 different seasons. He was pretty effective early on, and then less so from the middle of June on. Swing and a miss, and another belt-high fastball.
Yeah, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, just up a little bit. And Willingham, who has power, swung through it.
Sharp single to left in the first inning. Delman Young threw a perfect one-hop throw to the plate to get Barton, who tried to score from second. 1-1. Outside, 3 fastballs. They've all been up, and 2 of them have been wide of the plate.
Burnett, 23 years old, signed by the Twins in 2005. Dusty Hughes, a left-hander, one of 3 left-handers the Twins have out there. Getting loose.
Matsui, a left-handed batter, will hit next. Breaking ball. Foul back to the net.
And that left up too, Dick. So all 4 pitches have been up in the strike zone. See at Fox Tracks, you see all the pitches so far. That one, ooh. Kind of got away with one right there. Like a little slider or cutter.
You can get that fastball down around the knees and maybe get a double play ball. Popped up, but it'll come back into the seats. attendance tonight 39,936, the 80th straight sellout here at Target Field. Remember, early on last year, about this point of the season last year, a couple of games against the Red Sox did not sell out, mainly because fans weren't aware that there were a few tickets left. Big spot here for Burnett in his 2011 debut. Down low. And it's 3-2. Burnett likely asked to face just one batter. He wants to make sure he gets him. Now the count's run full. Pulled foul. Another pitch left up. There's Matsui, who, if he hits this inning, will very likely face left-hander Dusty Hughes. Runners go, and it's ball 4. So the A's, with one out and a full count, send the runners. Burnett ends up walking Willingham, and Matsui will come up with the bases loaded and only one out.
Dusty Hughes coming into the ball game.
So now they're loaded up, and Dusty Hughes comes in to try to get Hideki Matsui.
Well, you know, both these ball clubs struggling offensively, Dick, and then you start giving them free passes, and that just creates, you know, a big inning. And these are two clubs that, you know, one big inning can control a ball game. Dusty Hughes making his 4th appearance on the year.
And the way both teams are swinging the bats right now, a big inning is 2 runs.
Right, right.
Hughes will come in to face Matsui. Matsui on the day is 0 for 2 with a walk. Now, Matsui, of course, does not run well. When he walked in the 4th, the Twins surprisingly throw over to first to keep an eye on him. Morneau playing in front of the runner at first. Valencia playing a medium deep third base. Middle infielders back. They're hoping for a ground ball hit at somebody. And what they need more than anything else right now is a strike. Ball 1 from Hughes. There's a strike. Matsui ended the game with a pop up to Tolbert off of Joe Nathan. That was blocked by Mauer, 2-1. The Twins would love another short fly ball or pop up here. Couple of walks and an infield hit, and a big threat for the A's. Over the Oakland dugout, 2-2.
Yeah, Hughes dropping down a little bit, kind of 3/4. And Matsui with a pitch up and in, fouled it off. See Hughes stepping to the side.
The Twins saw Dusty Hughes, what, 9 times, 10 times last year, something like that?
Yep.
He's never faced the Oakland A's. This is his first outing against Oakland.
Well, they had to rest him because they knew he was going to pitch against the Twins.
Swing and a miss and a high fastball. 89 miles per hour around the letters, and Matsui swung through it.
Well, I think Hughes has one of those deliveries that looks faster than 89, only because of his quick delivery right in there. That's that ball going. Matsui swinging right through it. A little bit late. So a big strikeout for Dusty Hughes and the Twins.
And now Kurt Suzuki. Out in front, strike one.
He pulled a string right there. What I've seen from Dusty Hughes, that changeup is almost like a screwball. He turns it over a little bit. It creates some type of movement. That last pitch at 81 miles an hour.
Off the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, I was just looking at 2 walks this inning, Dick. So far it's 66 2/3 innings now. The Twins pitching staff has walked 31.
Yikes.
And that's not the Twins' way. The Twins walked the fewest amount of batters last year in all of baseball. That's too many free passes.
Bounced, foul, 1-2. Well, I was talking about the errors, and the error totals up a little bit, and they've come at bad times, like the Casilla error, and now you add in the walks, and
it's not the Twins' way right now.
1-2. Dusty Hughes trying to pull the Twins out of a big mess in the 7th.
Good fans right here getting on their feet.
To center, Span is there. A great job by Dusty Hughes, playing in the home whites here at Target Field for the first time. Time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. Try a strawberry banana or wild berry fruit smoothie today. And by fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Qwest. Oh, it wasn't a smooth ride for the relievers in the 7th inning, but Dusty Hughes did a great job keeping the A's off the board.
Yeah, he came in with bases loaded, only one out, able to strike out Matsui and then get Kurt Suzuki to hit that line drive to Delman Young. So good job by Dusty. Grant Balfour taking over for the Oakland A's on the mound, the former Twin. He pitched here from 2003 to 2005, a free agent after his season with the Rays last year. Signed a 2-year contract with the Oakland A's, making his 3rd relief appearance.
Balfour found a home in Tampa, but like just about everybody else during the offseason, found a different home. The Rays losing about half their 25-man roster for one means or another. Now Jim Thome is getting a helmet and batting gloves. The A's have 4 left-handed relievers, and right now they don't have any of the 4 warming up. Here's Valencia taking a fastball and strike 1. The scheduled batters are Valencia, Hughes, and Casilla, but I'm a little surprised Bob Guerin doesn't have one of his 4 lefties warming up, because otherwise Ron Gardenhire can pull Thome off the bench and hit for Casilla.
Not a lot of hits.
No. Pepsi Max in-game box score. The Twins haven't done much again here tonight. And now 2 quick strikes to Valencia. Breaking ball, and he checked his swing. Now a different type of pitcher here, not just because he's right-handed, but Balfour, it relies on a fastball. He's got less off-speed stuff than Brett Anderson or tonight's starter Gio Gonzalez.
Well, he's gone through the Tommy John surgery, also shoulder surgery, but he's been fighting back. That slider right there missing.
2-2.
Had the Tommy John back in May of 2005, and then in September the same year had right shoulder surgery.
2-2. At the knees. Fastball taken for a called 3rd strike.
Well, straight over the top. You mentioned the fastball. Balfour has a good one. It's the lower part of the strike zone. Fox Track brought to you by Carrier.
Gone, and here's Luke Hughes. The best chance the Twins have had to score was in the 5th inning when they got a pair of singles to start the inning. Valencia and Hughes had runners at 1st and 3rd, nobody out, but then Gonzalez pitched himself out of a jam.
Well, you have 2 Australians going at each other right here.
That's right. Balfour with a fastball and a swinging strike on Hughes. Hughes with a sharp single to left, his first hit in the 2 days he's been with the Twins. That in the dirt. And ball 1, 1-1. And Thome's in the on-deck circle. He's getting ready to hit against Casilla, or for Casilla. Fouled back, 1-2. One and 2 from Grant Balfour to Luke Hughes. 2-2. Balfour gave up a walk-off home run to Yunel Escobar in Toronto in his last outing. An opposite field home run. High fastball gets him, 2 down. So one looking, one swinging, 2 strikeouts, and Tomey will come up, hoping to provide a Coors Light cold hard blast. The signature moment of the inaugural season at Target Field. Beyond it being a walk-off home run, it turned a loss into a win. The White Sox were leading at that point. And there's an off-speed pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, that's the curveball right there. There's a countdown for Jim Tomey at 589 career home runs.
Sky. Oh, my goodness.
You know what? It's cold. Get out of the way, fans. My goodness, you don't want to catch that ball.
That would have hit the ceiling at the other place. And Balfour gets ahead of Tomey quickly, 0-2. Tomey's first pinch hitting appearance of the season. Got him. Balfour strikes out the side in the 7th inning.
Twins down by a run. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Matt Capps comes in to pitch to the A's in the 8th inning. He'll face the bottom third of the Oakland lineup, starting with Mark Ellis. Ellis at the plate for both Twins errors tonight. He sent a drive to deep left center. Span bobbled it, a 3-base error, but then the costly one in the 6th to account for the only run of the game.
Yeah, put a 0 on the board. Matt Capps making his 4th appearance, 4 innings so far, 3 hits allowed, 1 run, no walks.
First pitch, a slider over for a strike. Matt Tolbert in the game. He's at short for Casilla. A fastball that hits the corner, 0-2. Away. Joe Nathan is been given and has gotten all 3 save opportunities for the Twins in the first Twins win of the year. Caps did what Dusty Hughes did in the 7th inning tonight. He got the Twins out of a big mess in the 7th. And he's been invaluable so far this year in a role that he's unaccustomed to. He's used to closing and pitching the 9th. And you see it, I think, more and more, Bert. There are a bunch of teams that have this situation here with Caps and Nathan. Teams with not just one closer, but 2.
Well, it's the importance of, the starters don't go more than 6 or 7. So everybody's looking for that number 8 inning guy. And right now, Matt Capps is the 8th guy, like Soriano is with the Yankees. We just came from New York.
Half swing, and that's strike 3. 1 down. And you can ask a question of us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Lisa from Mound, Minnesota, wondering whether Matt Capps and Joe Nathan are the best 1-2 punch out of the bullpen.
Well, I think time will tell. Of course, out in New York, I just mentioned Soriano and then also Rivera. I mean, great 1-2 punch, but pretty good one here with Matt Capps and Joe Nathan.
Red Sox have Papelbon and Bobby Jenks, the former White Sox closer. Bouncer right side, Kuzminoff. Quickly retired, 2 down. And you got other teams. The Angels have already switched closers. They started with Fernando Rodney and they switched after a disappointing outing. White Sox last night, Matt Thornton gave up 5 unearned runs. And the Rays came back. And then today, in the save situation, Chris Sale gave up a home run but got the save as the White Sox beat the Rays. 2 down. Here's Cliff Pennington. Speed pitch. I guess it was a fastball, 91 miles per hour, but it missed. Pennington 0 for 3, a strikeout, a foul out, a fly ball to right. Line foul, 1-1. One to the number 9 batter. 2-1. Fans starting the wave here. We didn't see that too much here at Target Field last year. We haven't had many games where the scoring has been as low as it's been. Popped up. Valencia. Basket catch to end it. A good inning again for Matt Capps. We'll see if the Twins have a little 8th inning magic in game 2 of the home schedule.
It's another one-run ball game for the Twins, and coming up after the final out, we'll bring you Quest Twins Live with the Toyota postgame wrap and look at another great night for starting pitching here at the ballpark. What did Gio Gonzalez do so well for the A's? Plus, the scoop at first base, how Justin Morneau and other first basemen have to dig out some low throws. That's our instructional on the field, and we'll hear from Ron Gardenhire, the manager. We'll get his postgame quotes in reaction as we do every night here on Quest Twins Live. Dick and Bert.
You know, that. Thank you, Marnie. You know what? That's got to be one of the hardest things for a first baseman on that little scoop right there. We saw Justin, you know, on the throw from Casilla go out there, and he's thinking, okay, that ball's going to come up a little bit, but it came up more. He maybe hit something, you know. I mean, over at first base, everybody's walking over there. All little holes and everything. The ball hit and then came up a little bit more than I know Justin probably anticipated it. And right now, that's the deciding run in this ball game.
Grant Balfour to Denard Span. He takes a fastball, showing bunt, taking ball one. Balfour struck out Valencia, Hughes, and Tomey in the 7th, and he will start the 8th inning.
Yeah, if he's going to strike everybody out, you know, the Twins don't have a chance, so let's go.
A high fly to center. And he sends Chris back to the warning track. One down.
On the 8th inning yesterday, Danny Valencia started off with a base hit. Jason Kubel with a base hit, and then Denard Span driving in the tying run. And that brought up Joe Mauer, who took that curveball the other way off of Brett Anderson, and the Twins ended up beating Anderson in the Oakland A's 2-1.
So now Mauer and Balfour, who got a dangerous left-handed batter in Tomey, is now asked here in the 8th inning to get 3 more. Span, he's retired. He'll face Mauer and Morneau. Pitch up and away. At least now here in the 8th inning, there's some left-handed relief being warmed up. You can tell from the delivery way back here, it looks like Brian Fuentes warming up. Outside, 2-0.
Andrew Bailey, their closer, on a disabled list, and you know, Brian Fuentes, an established closer, came to Oakland, and now with Bailey on the DL, who's a closer.
Foul back, 2-1. Well, the feeling apparently is that Balfour can be very effective against left-handed hitters. Trying to bridge the gap between Gonzalez and perhaps Fuentes, closing. 2-1 to Mauer. That's to left center field and down for a hit. So Mauer, as he did in the 8th inning yesterday, delivers a hit, and now we'll see what the Twins can do with it.
Well, the Oakland A's were playing deep again here late in the ball game. No doubles, no nothing by him. So Joe Mauer goes the other way. With Willingham playing a pretty deep left field, Mauer gets a base hit, his first of the ball game.
So Mauer aboard, and here comes Morneau. Justin on the road trip, numbers-wise, didn't get much done, but hit the ball hard. Here at home, he hasn't hit the ball hard yet. And now, with a runner aboard, so Bob Guerin's going to pull the chain on Grant Balfour. Balfour, who did a great job, he struck out the side in the 7th, but now the Twins will have to get something done against a former teammate. tent toys, and more. If you're not a member, you can join. It's fast, it's free, it's all at the Fan Zone tab on FoxSportsNorth.com.
I think this is a good move right here for the Oakland A's because, you know, Belfort's got that good fastball, but he doesn't really have the breaking ball consistently where you bring in Fuentes. It's got pretty good stuff. You know, not only a fastball, he'll mix in a curveball, slider. Fuentes was with the Twins, of course, last year, appeared in 9 ball games.
Did a great job. Gave up 3 hits, hit a batter, walked a couple. Did not have an earned run average. Got a save in his first Twins appearance in Seattle. He'll face Morneau with Mauer at first. Down and away, ball 1.
It's an unusual type of delivery for Fuentes because he's what you call a short armor. 2 years ago with the Angels, he led all of baseball with 48 saves.
One and 0 to Morneau. There's a fastball on the outside corner. Were you ever an archer? Did you have a bow and arrow as a kid, or
yeah,
maybe as an
adult? Little kid, yeah.
For as long as I've
tried
watched,
to get my sisters.
for as long as I've watched Fuentes throw, he's just, for some reason, his delivery reminded me of an archer. When you pull the arrow back right there, and then he throws the baseball, and it's almost like he's releasing an arrow.
188 major league saves for Fuentes. Watch him right there.
It's outside, but it's called a strike.
Well, Tom Hallion's really been calling that pitch all game long.
1-2 to Morneau. There's a little dribbler that at the very least will advance Mauer. So Morneau hits it about 30 feet. He gets Mauer to second base, and that'll bring up Delman Young.
He pulled the string right there, and Justin way out front didn't make contact, but kind of a swinging bunt. And only one play, and that's to get him out at first base.
So now Fuentes against Young. Twins acquired Fuentes from the Angels, and they had to give up a big player to do it.
A tall player.
Luke Van Meel, the 7-foot pitcher the Twins had in their system for a long time. So here's Young, hitless in the ball game, 0 for 2 with a walk. And Suzuki slides to his left and keeps Mauer at second. To Delman Young. And Suzuki caught the ball. That's one of the best fielding plays you will see. You'll not see it in any of the highlight reels, but that was a great catch.
Yeah, watch this. He's thinking the ball's going to go down and away, and Suzuki reaches out, somehow able to get that ball in the glove and keep Joe Mauer at second.
A's outfield playing deep, but not as deep as they were in the 8th inning yesterday. And swing and a miss, 2-1. Again, he pulled the string. 73 miles per hour on the 2-0 pitch.
Almost the same pitch to Justin Morneau that Justin hit right back at him. Good fastball. You can see almost like a palm ball.
Yeah. 2-1. Missed the inside corner, 3-1. Kadier on deck. .74 miles per hour. And Delman hit it right off the very end of the bat.
I'm sure as a hitter you say wait back, and still quick. Now, do you go back to the changeup or do you try to fastball in?
Full count to Young. Fly ball right field. And DeJesus has it measured, and Fuentes leaves Mauer at second base. The Twins have been shut out through 8 here. It's 1-0. Played 17 innings in this series. There have been a total of 4 runs scored. You look at the game reset, the run that Oakland scored here tonight on an error by Alexi Casilla.
Yeah, Nick Blackburn, 6 very good innings. Gio Gonzalez, 6 very good innings. Both the pitchers of record right now. Twins using their 5th reliever, that being Jose Majares, coming out to start the top of the 9th inning, making his 4th appearance on the year.
Opponent batting average pretty good. He hasn't given up a hit, but he has walked 3 guys in 2 1/3 innings. He only walked 9 all last year. Swinging a foul, and that'll stagger Mauer a little bit. 1 strike. Coco Crisp again, the right-handed batter. The Twins made the change in the 7th inning when they brought in Glenn Perkins, and Perkins promptly struck him out. They have always felt that Crisp was a much better hitter from the left side of the plate. And as a right-handed batter this year, Crisp was 0 for 10. Adjusted his bat. Tolbert sets and fires one away. So 1 gone, and that'll bring up another left-handed batter, Derek Barton. It's apparent Fuentes will be asked to pitch through the 9th inning. They just don't have anybody warming up in their bullpen. Twins are due to send up Cuddyer, Kubel, and Valencia. And remembering, of course, that Thome and Tolbert have already been used in the game. Strike 1. Each team has lost their first 2 series of the year, 2-1. A's, as we mentioned before, started their season at home against Seattle, lost 2 out of 3. Then they went to Toronto and lost 2 out of 3. Pulled foul, 1-2. 2-2. A's with 6 hits, the Twins with 5. Breaking ball. He hung it, and Barton swung through it. 2 down.
He left it up right there. Barton can't believe he at least didn't make contact with it. Maybe surprise him, but a big breaking ball from Maharis.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up David DeJesus. DeJesus singled in the 7th inning. The A's had a great chance to, if not blow the game open, at least expand their lead. They had the bases loaded, 1 out. Then Dusty Hughes came in to strike out Mitsui, and he got Kurt Suzuki on a liner to center.
Yeah, with that base hit in the 7th inning, you see DeJesus now with a 24-game hitting streak against the Twins.
Always thought when we saw him with the Royals early in his career that he was going to be part of the solution in Kansas City. He just looked like a really good player.
Remember, they let him off, then they started, put him in the leadoff spot, then they put him drop down in the number 3 spot. 290 career hitter with the Royals coming into this year, his first season with the A's. Never had, I think, the people around him to make him really, I think, be even a better player.
There's a strike, 3-1. Well, Mike Sweeney was there for a while. Very good
just
hitter.
Talking about the whole cast.
Right, and not enough of them.
Right.
Three and 1. Maharis to DeJesus. And now 3-2. Don't know how this plate appearance will end, of course, but this is this type of plate appearance we've seen a lot from Maharis, where he'll fall behind 3-0, but not give up the walk. And he's going to try very hard not to do that here in the 9th.
Fastball.
Popped up. A long run in for Span, and Colbert, the shortstop in short left center, makes the catch. Good inning for Maharis. The Twins won yesterday's game with an 8th inning rally. Tonight they'll try to win it with a 9th inning rally. Has turned cool. The Twins' bats have been ice cold.
Well, again, you have to credit the Oakland A pitching staff. We talked about it yesterday, Dick, that You know, last year of the 9 ball games played between these two ball clubs, the Twins won 6 of the 9, but 8 of the 9 were decided by 2 runs or less. And here we are, 2-1 last night, Twins victory. Here now the Twins are down 1-0.
Michael Cuddyer leading off the 9th against Fuentes. A breaking ball, missing ball 1. Cuddyer 1 for 2. A strikeout in the 2nd. Flared a single to right off the glove of DeJesus in the 4th, and he walked in the 6th. Outside, and it's 2-0. The scheduled hitters, Cuddyer, Kubel, and Valencia. The only available bench players, Repko and Butera.
Again, the outfield of the A's playing very deep.
High and tight, 3-0.
You see where Coco Crisp is. It's 403.
I can't, actually.
Nothing over his head except this home run.
Strike at the knees, 3-1. Well, it really came into play in the 8th inning yesterday when Luke Hughes hit that blast to left center field. Willingham just went over 5 steps and caught it. And Cuddyer draws a leadoff walk.
Well, Gene Mauch, the great manager at the major league level, told me that 70% of all leadoff walks score. So let's hope it pays off right here. Fuentes walking a batter. Gonzalez had walked a couple in his 6 shutout innings.
Twins have some speed on the bench with Repko, but they won't pinch run for Cuddyer. We'll see what Kubel can get done here against the lefty. Inside, ball 1. Kubel coming into the game 4 for 9 against lefties, but he's 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Boy, he can paint that fastball away. And Tom Hallion, the crew chief here, has been calling this pitch all night long.
Breaking ball, and Kubel waited as long as he could and offered at it and fouled at 1-2.
It might have been the changeup right there, Dick. It kind of rode in on Kubel, and he fouled it off.
So a 5-pitch walk put Cuddyer aboard, and now he gets ahead of Kubel 1-2.
Chant of Kubel.
One and 2 to Kubel. High fly to right. And DeJesus comes in. 1 away. So Kubel got a fastball, looked like.
Yeah, just got underneath it.
And now Danny Valencia. Fuentes will face Valencia, and then barring a home run or a double play, will face Luke Hughes. Valencia has one of the 2 home runs that the Twins have hit. Suzuki sets up away, and it's up and away. And Fuentes, not only with the Angels, but when he pitched for the Twins here at Target Field, he knows the reputation this ballpark has. In a game situation like this, you'd be ill-advised to come in the inner half of the plate, right?
Yeah, stay hard away. There's good changeup right there.
Or really, really soft away.
73-mile-an-hour changeup. In an excellent spot.
There were, I think, 3 right-handed batters last year who hit an opposite field home run here last year. 1-1 to Valencia. fouled away, and it'll reach the seats. Michael Kadire did it early. He just did a little fly ball to right that landed in the overhang. Miguel Cabrera crushed one over the scoreboard in right center. And then I want to say Casper Wells of Detroit did it too. But from memory, there were only 3 right-handed batters who hit one the opposite way here.
And, you know, Ron Coomer mentioned earlier, it's cool, it's damp down there, and the balls just aren't jumping.
1-2 to Valencia. There's a pop-up, and Barton might have a play. And that off-speed pitch, that super slow changeup, and Valencia lifted it harmlessly into foul territory.
All 4 pitches, fastball, changeup, outer half of the plate.
Well, the last hope for the Twins is Luke Hughes, who has hit the ball hard a few times in his 2 games. Got a sharp single in the 5th. And he's the one guy that seemed to be able to handle the breaking stuff of Gio Gonzalez. At least he propelled the ball out of the infield twice pretty hard against that curve. Up and away with the fastball. And it's almost like Fuentes does that on purpose. Throws the fastball off the plate and then throws the slop over the... I don't mean to be disparaging, but that's what it is. 73 miles per hour.
We'll see if he throws it here. Goes back to the fastball. He does inside, and Hughes fouls it off.
Looks like Luke Hughes was ready for that inside fastball. Just fouled it back.
Well, Suzuki, the catcher, wants it away, but the ball left middle in.
1-1. Two and 1. Fouled back, and now Fuentes has a 2-2 count with Hughes. So Fuentes has given Hughes a couple of fastballs, and he's fouled them both back.
That one was outside. The previous one he fouled off. It was supposed to be outside. He left it middle in.
Two and 2 to Luke Hughes. Foul back. Another fastball. And Suzuki will go have a chat with Fuentes.
Well, most of Fuentes' saves came when he was with the Colorado Rockies. Spent a couple of years with the Angels before coming over to the Twins last year. 188 career saves. So he's been in this situation many times.
2 and 2 to Hughes. And now 3 and 2 with Tolbert on deck. Tolbert hitting in the number 9 spot. Tomey hit there in the 7th inning for Casilla. So now full count. Kadire can leave early from first. Full count to Luke Hughes. Got him. And the Twins are shut out by the Oakland A's. And the Twins unable to get much done last night, but just enough to pick up a win. Robbie, they didn't get anything done offensively here tonight.
Unbelievable as Brian Fuentes goes an inning and 2/3 of relief. 3 Oakland A pitchers shut down this Twins offense, hold them to 0 runs on the scoreboard. When we come back, we'll break down the performances of Gonzalez and Blackburn. Hear from Garden. We got it all coming up on Quest Twins Live.